folks, hope you're okay. Welcome to this week's episode of Training Tip Tuesday. It's me, Andy Chadwick, and I'm back with another one for you. Now, a couple of weeks ago I posted a video online about the bench press, and we did a Training Tip Tuesday looking at all the movements and kind of what we do with the bench press, and went through the form and everything. But someone asked me about incline bench press, and I figured, well, no better time to cover it than the present. So we're going to go over to the gym today and we're going to be looking at the incline bench press compared to the bench press. Now, the movement itself is very similar, but there is just a couple of differences that we've got to look at. Okay, so I will go over to the gym now and I'll see you all at the end. I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone for checking out the video so far, the series. Please do go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the content with as many people as you can. And I will see you all at the end. So onto the movement classification then, and we're going to be looking at your joints and muscles we're working. So the first one we've got is scapular retraction, and it's where the shoulder blades are coming together. So imagine pinching a pencil in between your shoulder blades. The opposite here we've got is scapular protraction, and it is where the shoulder blades are moving away from the center. So imagine kind of as you get to the top, there's going to be a slight movement of the shoulders going out away. Okay, so moving on to the next one. We are going to be looking at scapular extension, and it is where the arm is moving up overhead, away, and that's simply showing that this shoulder blade or the scapula is moving upwards and slightly externally rotating as well. Okay, so as the arm goes overhead, the shoulder blade rotates. The opposite here is scapular flexion, so as the arm comes down towards the midline of the body, we're going to see here that the shoulder blade turns in and goes down as well, so it's moving down and in slightly. So from here, we want to be just making sure that we're keeping control of the shoulder blades. It's going to be a big portion. We've got shoulder horizontal extension next, and that's where we're going to be here at the bottom portion of the movement, and we're stretching the chest and the anterior delt. The opposing movement is shoulder horizontal flexion, and it's as we get to the top, the chest and the anterior delt are coming together towards the midline of the body, and we're really going to be getting that squeeze at the top of the movement. So from here we're looking at elbow extension, and elbow extension is where the arm is moving forwards and we're able to squeeze the chest, and the elbow is moving away from the center of the body essentially. The opposite here we have is elbow flexion, and it's where the elbow comes down towards the body. So we're coming down into the eccentric portion of the movement and we're lowering down, and that is the elbow flexion. Finally, it is just worth considering the fact that because we are going to be doing an incline, we are pressing more up away from the kind of the lower portion of the chest, and we're actually going to be pressing more over the eyes. So when we're going onto the bench in a moment, we're going to see that actually when we press, we're at an angle, which is obviously where the incline comes in, and we're really focusing on incorporating the top portion of the chest. So we're moving on to the technique and rep ranges now. And the first thing I want you to notice is when I set up that the feet are behind the knees and the eyes are in line with the bar. So as soon as it pauses here, you're going to see that the feet are in line or behind the knees, and the hands are and the eyes are going to be in line with the bar at setup position. Okay, so we've got an arch in the back, and the bar is being lowered down, keeping the elbows in line with the bar. The third thing that we really want to make sure, the elbows stay under the bar, they keep the glutes tight, and the back is staying arched throughout the movement. Okay, so we take a big deep breath in at the top, we lower down nice and controlled, and we drive back up nice and strong. When we move on to this next clip now, I'm going to show you the hand positions and also the elbow position at the bottom of the movement, and this is worth considering. So my hands are roughly just probably about a hand's width out of shoulder width. Okay, so when I take the bar, you can see I've got a slight angle in my arms from the shoulder to the hand. When I get to the bottom here, my elbows are stacked underneath my hands, okay, underneath my wrists. When I lower down, that's allowing me to keep all the tension in the right places throughout the movement. Okay, there's no undue stress going into any areas that we don't need it to. I'm lowering down and getting a full range of motion towards the chest. And in terms of where we're aiming for on the chest with an incline bench press, if you imagine the shoulder blade, the clavicle, that's the word I was looking for, the clavicle at the top of the chest, and we've got your nipple at the bottom. Okay, what we're looking for is somewhere in between there, kind of roughly in the middle. We're lowering down to that portion there. It's going to be just maybe an inch above where the nipple is essentially on the chest. Okay, so we're lowering down as far as we can, and then from there pressing on back up. The idea is we want full kind of stretch through the chest and then being able to drive up. You can see here that I'm keeping the control through the movement the whole time. We want to be taking it to failure, so anywhere from 5 to 12 reps is a great way to go into this. I think if I was going to go higher than 12 reps, I'd probably look at an incline fly, which is going to allow me to isolate a little bit more and go a little bit longer into a set. So we're going to be able to go a little bit lighter but a lot more reps. You want to be taking this to failure for sure. So the common errors that I tend to see will be, the first one is the short range of motion, and there is some research out there that says that people can actually keep it to this range of motion, so the elbow is pretty much getting in line with the shoulder and then we're driving back up. For me personally, I think that we should be using a full range of motion, but it's worth considering. The next one is bouncing the bar on the chest. So basically people are lowering down, bouncing the bar off the chest and then driving on back up, and this is just really losing a lot of tension. So my best advice is make sure that you're lowering down with a full range of motion and you're keeping it controlled. Right folks, there you have it. That was this week's Training Tip Tuesday. I hope you can see the differences between the bench press and the incline bench press, and I hope you've taken something away from it. If you did, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you check out all the other videos in the series, and just keep up to date with everything we're putting out. Okay, if there's anything particularly you want to see, post your comments down below, and I'll be back next week with another Training Tip Tuesday for you, and I'll see you all then. Peace out.